So imagine getting a raise every single year for the next 10 years, and then waking up one day only to realize you're actually still living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, it sounds impossible, right? But it happens to literally millions of people. I'm super excited to guide you through today's explainer because we're going to unpack exactly why people can earn way more than they ever dreamed, yet somehow not feel any richer. You see, the culprit usually isn't a low income. It's something far more subtle. It's an invisible trap called lifestyle inflation. Just look at the successful professional we have here. Like so many of us, she works really hard, she gets promoted, and she watches that paycheck grow. But her extra income is being quietly consumed by this invisible trap. Lifestyle inflation is honestly one of the most powerful forces working against your wealth, mostly because it doesn't actually feel like a financial mistake. In the moment, it just feels like well-deserved progress. Think about the typical progress checklist for a second. You get a slightly nicer apartment, maybe a newer car, you start swapping out basic services for premium subscriptions, right? And individually, none of these upgrades seem dangerous at all. But when you put them together, they stealthily eat up every single extra dollar you earn. They creep in so slowly you barely even notice, and before long, the lifestyle that once felt super luxurious just becomes your baseline new normal. So instead of using that extra money to build wealth, you suddenly need that money just to keep your current life running.
The psychology behind why we do this is absolutely fascinating. Think back to a time when you desperately wanted something, like a bigger TV or your dream car. For a few weeks, it felt amazing, didn't it? But eventually, your brain literally stopped noticing it. All of a sudden, that massive 70-inch screen is just the thing you watch the news on. Psychologists actually call this hedonic adaptation. We humans are just incredibly good at adapting to improvements. It's not because we're greedy or anything. It's quite literally just how the human brain is wired. Our minds are built to notice change, not stability, which totally explains why today's luxury becomes tomorrow's everyday expectation.
And you better believe companies and marketers understand this brain wiring better than anyone else. They're constantly nudging you, reminding you that your current lifestyle could be improved just a little bit more. Every single year, there's a slightly better phone, a slightly faster laptop, or a slightly more luxurious vacation package. And because your income just went up, well, all of those upgrades suddenly feel totally affordable. They catch you right when your paycheck increases and your brain is practically begging for that next hit of change.
So here's the really crucial point to remember. The problem is not buying nice things. Money exists to improve your life, and the goal of this explainer is definitely not to preach extreme frugality to you. The true danger is allowing every single income increase to automatically become a spending increase. When we do that, we're just handing over our financial control to that invisible enemy. But here's the good news. We can absolutely take that control back. Let's look at how we can flip the script.
To see how this actually plays out in the real world, let's imagine two friends who both just got a 10% raise. Now, the first friend celebrates by immediately upgrading everything: a fancier apartment, a larger car payment, eating out way more often. Sure, their paycheck grows, but so do their monthly obligations. The second friend? They also enjoy the raise, but they handle it a bit differently. They upgrade their savings first. They automate their investments. They might treat themselves to a small reward, sure, but the bulk of that extra money goes straight to work. Fast forward 5 years. Both of these friends have been earning the exact same salary this whole time, but the difference in their day-to-day reality is striking. The friend who saved has accumulated investments, ultimate flexibility, and true peace of mind. And the friend who upgraded everything? Well, they've really just accumulated bills. That right there is the hidden difference between simply appearing wealthier and actually becoming wealthier.
You know, one of the most dangerous parts of this whole cycle is the heavy weight of fixed costs. Splurging on a one-time expensive steak dinner, totally fine. But signing a $700 monthly luxury car lease? That's a trap. Larger mortgages, expensive insurance, higher recurring maintenance costs. These commitments quietly lock your future income into supporting today's lifestyle. You're essentially spending money you haven't even earned yet, month after month after month.
And the brutal irony here is that your higher salary isn't actually creating freedom for you, it's creating dependence. It goes like this. You get the salary increase, you let your fixed expenses grow, and suddenly you are completely trapped by your own success. Just imagine losing your job or facing a sudden emergency. Trying to maintain a lifestyle filled with high fixed expenses is incredibly stressful. So someone earning twice as much can actually feel vastly less financially secure during an emergency than someone earning less but living well below their means. Which brings us to a really fundamental equation. Financial freedom is not determined solely by your income. It's actually determined by the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Widening this gap is exactly what gives you choices. Narrowing it, on the other hand, is what makes you feel totally trapped. And fascinating psychological research totally backs this up. It shows that once our basic needs are comfortably met, spending more and more money yields rapidly shrinking emotional returns. Upgrading to your very first reliable car, that brings massive joy. It dramatically improves your life. But upgrading to your fifth luxury vehicle, the emotional return barely even registers. The joy keeps shrinking while the financial cost just keeps growing.
This is exactly why wealthy people don't spend their time constantly chasing bigger lifestyles. Instead, they focus on buying assets. Assets have the potential to actually grow in value or produce future income. Lifestyle upgrades do the exact opposite. They require continuous, unending spending just to maintain them. Wealthy individuals prioritize things that will pay them back, rather than things that continually drain their resources.
So the ultimate goal here is intentional spending. And I really want you to pause for a second and absorb this gut check question. Ask yourself this before making any major lifestyle upgrade. If my income stopped increasing tomorrow, would I still be comfortable maintaining this? It is such a powerful filter. That single question forces you to look right past today's immediate excitement and honestly evaluate the long-term reality of the purchase.
If you want to put this into practice, try out this highly actionable mental framework called the delay strategy. It's super simple. Step 1, you get a raise. Step 2, pretend it didn't happen for 3 to 6 months. Seriously. Step 3, automatically move part of that increase into savings or investments before you even see it. You literally cannot miss money that never reaches your everyday spending account. Over time, your investments begin generating their own income, and suddenly your money starts working way harder than you do.
But perhaps the most important lesson in all of this isn't mathematical at all. Lifestyle inflation isn't really about money. It's actually about expectations. You see, the more your expectations rise, the harder it becomes to ever feel satisfied. But on the flip side, the more grateful you remain for what you already have, the vastly easier it becomes to build lasting wealth.
Because at the end of the day, real financial success isn't about having the biggest house on the street or impressing totally random strangers with luxury goods. Real wealth is having options. It's the option to change careers if you're unhappy, the option to spend more time with your family, the option to take a much-needed break when life demands it, or the power to just say no to opportunities that don't align with your values. Those freedoms aren't purchased by spending every single raise. They're created by actively resisting the pull of lifestyle inflation. So when we look back at our successful professional from earlier, her path forward completely changes with this mindset. The next time your income increases, absolutely celebrate your success. You earned it. But before upgrading your lifestyle, ask yourself whether that extra money could buy something even more valuable. Not just another possession to dust or maintain, but a little more actual freedom. Now, as a quick reminder, this explainer is for educational purposes only and shouldn't be considered financial advice. But the underlying truth remains absolutely clear. You have the power to make your next raise work for your long-term freedom. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. What are you going to choose to buy next? More things or more time?